Hey Explorers, and welcome back to Pip Explores. This week we're talking about how to get your gear to the trail.
When you ain't got no money, you got
So unless you're one of those lucky ducks who happens to live right on a trail, you're probably going to have to do some travel to get to your backpacking destination. And sometimes that can include flight. So this video specifically is about how to get your gear somewhere when you have to fly. Keep in mind that while flying is an option, it's not your only option. You can drive, you can take a bus, you might be able to take a train, but this video is specifically going to be catered to flying because if you're like me, you want to maximize your vacation days, which means you want the shortest travel time possible, which is usually going to be a flight. Now, if you've ever been on an airplane, you know there are some special considerations you have to take, and the number one thing is, how are you going to get your pack, your backpacking pack, to your destination? And you have a couple of options. The first, and in my opinion, the preferred way would be to carry on your pack. Now, not all airlines are gonna let you do this, and a typical carry-on is 22 inches by 14 inches by 9 inches. A lot of airlines are getting really strict with their carry-on sizes, but that averages to about 45 liters. So if you're a 40-liter pack kind of person, you can probably finagle your pack's way onto the airline. Your other option is to check your bag, but that comes with its own set of complications. For me, namely, it's that my pack is out of my sight for an extended period of time. But checking your bag does allow you to, one, bring some things that you can't carry on to an airplane, and two, carry more than 40 liters of stuff. Another thing that you have to worry about if you're going to check your backpacking bag is keeping it safe in transit. I don't know about you, but I've had plenty of luggage that was damaged when I was traveling, and I really don't want my backpacking pack to be included in that. There are these like really fancy packs you can buy to put your backpacking pack in. You could also just buy a large duffel bag. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that both your pack and your contents are being protected from the rough and tumble existence of an airline. Specifically in backpacking, a lot of those straps that, we love because they can cinch down and do all these fancy things, those are going to get caught on like conveyor belts. People are going to pull on them. You don't want some stranger ripping your backpacking pack. So I would recommend, if you're going to check your backpacking bag, to put it in something else. Now, whether you are checking your bag or carrying it on, there are certain things that you just can't fly with. Fuel for your camp stove is one of them. So if you're flying, make sure that you have a built-in stop somewhere to pick up camp fuel. A lot of parks will have a store that sells what you need inside of it, or if you're renting a car or something like that, once you get to your destination, you can easily stop by a grocery store and pick up those items. But keep in mind that fuel cannot be checked and it cannot be carried on. You're going to have to get that when you get there. Another consideration, especially if you're carrying on, is a lot of things are not allowed on airplanes. Knives, trekking poles, tent stakes, your poop shovel. A lot of those things can be classified as weapons. And while you might be able to get away with it sometimes, depending on your TSA agent, it's really recommended to not try to carry those things onto your plane. Now, if you're not a trekking pole user, if you're a hammock camper, so you don't have tent stakes, I don't know how you could not be a trekking pole user and not have a cat hole digger, but if you dig holes for your poop some other way, you might be able to, finagle your way through, or you could ship those items, or you could just check those items, or you could buy new items every time you get there, which to me seems like a lot of money, but you do you, man. But none of those things can go on the airplane. Conversely, you can have a small book of matches or a Bic lighter on an airplane, but you can't check those. So keep in mind that there are different airline restrictions for different items that you probably need. There's also the dreaded TSA liquid restriction, and some TSA agents are gonna hit you for even having peanut butter over the 3 ounces. Peanut butter, in my opinion, is like a hiker staple food, so if I can't have my peanut butter, we're gonna have an issue. So you might want to check those things as well. Some other things just to consider if you're flying with your gear out there is they could lose your luggage. Now, I'm very lucky. I've never had lost luggage, knock on wood, but it is a possibility. And so you might get to your destination and not have any of your gear. Gear is really expensive, and you have to kind of come to terms with that on yourself if it is worth taking that risk. And another thing you have to think of is time constraints. If you are on a super tight time constraint, getting your gear in a form that you can carry it on might be the best bet, because then you don't have to wait at baggage claim. Also, if you're going internationally with your backpacking gear, you might have to transfer your luggage in between countries. So a lot of times you'll fly into a country and you might have to pick up your luggage and recheck it before getting on the next airplane. So that's another thing that you're going to have to consider when you're deciding how to get your stuff out there. Again, there are other options. You could ship your stuff, you could drive, you could buy or rent all new gear when you get there. You have options, but these are some airplane considerations for getting your pack. My biggest concern is keeping my gear safe and not lost. So when I have to travel with my pack, typically I'm going to put it in a duffel bag and check it. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know what kinds of backpacking trips you guys are going on soon. I'm so excited because things are opening and we can travel, and so I've got a lot of plans to get out of Kentucky. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to do that. If you guys haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Pip Explorers. Don't forget to check out the website, pipexplorers.com. Don't forget to ask me any questions in the comments or via DM on Instagram or Twitter, and we will see you next week. Bye!